Hey, welcome back to another episode of The One Row. My name is David.
Hey guys, my name's Jamie.
Anyway, all right, excellent. Welcome to the channel. I apologize for my voice. I am fighting a cold, and I am doped up on Mucinex and real Sudafed and Grandpa's cough syrup, if you know what I'm saying. And I am trying to beat this thing. Who do we got on tonight? We got Josh the Vegan, Slapshot. How you doing, man? VA Prepper, Chris Perrin, Rants, Jeremy Dirks, VA Prepper.
Shoot, wrong channel.
Yeah, we got notices the kids either have delayed or canceled school. My kids are delayed up in Fairfax, and her kids here in Stafford are canceled, completely canceled. Jamie's fighting social media right now, so we'll get with her in a second.
I did the wrong channel.
Oh, did you really? That's so funny.
Yeah, I did the wrong Instagram.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Move to trash.
What's up, Matt? How you doing?
Who
else do we got on? Dennis the Bourbon Dad. Dennis, how you doing, my man?
What's up, Dennis?
Olin Wiggins Jr.
And Chris.
Mandolin, what is up?
Mandolin.
Rants, how are you? Garen, what is up, my man? I don't even know. Wolf, I'm just going to call you Wolf. How are you? Welcome.
What's up?
Utah Mike, welcome. How are you? School's closed in Hanover. Yeah. We're seeing all kinds of cancellations around for this storm coming through. South Carolina, Olin's canceled. Yep. What's up, the squirrels?
What's up, man?
Anyway, so tonight we literally are about to go live, and Jamie's like, "What are we doing tonight?" I'm like, "I actually don't remember."
No, you better.
Well, I do remember now, but for a second there, I didn't. And again, I'm in a little bit of a haze. Apologize for the voice and just being a little bit off from the cold I'm fighting. Tonight we're talking about the effects of the Iran crisis on basically safety issues, as well as pricing and supply chains. So first thing I want to know from each and every one of you out there.
Hey guys.
First of all, thank you for being on the live stream. We really appreciate you hopping on. It does mean a lot. We love interacting with you. But I want to know how much the gas price has gone up in your neck of the woods. Here in Virginia, gas prices have gone up. It was about $2.80 before the conflict in Iran started, and now it's about $3.50 at the Sheets. I usually gas up at Sheets or Costco, and at the Sheets is where I watch my gas prices. And again, we've gone up about 70 cents since the conflict started. So I would love to know, what is the increase in your gas price wherever you are? I know some of you in California, you're already starting at like $5.50, $6 gas prices. So I'd love to know what your jump has been like. What's up, Outskirts Homestead? How are you? Hopefully you're having a great day. Sorry for not texting you today. I've honestly been feeling really crappy today, so apologies for not doing that. What's up, love for Shelly? Folsom, California at 765. Wow. Matt XSD.
Just found your channel.
Oh, glad you're here. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, Matt. We're near Quantico Marine Base, if you're down 95 from DC, if you know where that is.
Yep.
Went from 280 to, so you're really similar. So Sam and I in Stafford, Virginia are very close in gas prices. So literally identical today. So yeah. Wow, man. Some of you guys in California, I cannot believe it.
That's crazy.
So, okay. So Utah Mike, 305 this morning for me, up about 50 cents. So we were up about 70. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I clicked on Christian. What's up, Christian?
Hey, Christian Mojica. How are you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
Garen says, I'm not a fan of the war. I do not buy when the gov says they could have a nuke soon. I'm not from. Okay, fair enough. I don't know the reality. At a certain point, there is such a thing as objective truth. What that actually is, sometimes we know, sometimes we don't know, and it's hard to tell. We're not told some things. Very cool. Okay, well, we'll talk soon. Okay, so the squirrels, it was 275-ish, so a little cheaper than us, and it's up to 350. So yeah, so you guys are all seeing about 70 cents. Now, I know we had that really brief bump in oil prices where it went from like about 100 a barrel to like 120 in a day. And then I feel like it fell back down fairly quickly. So I know, obviously, Iran has said they want to push the oil price as high as possible to put pressure on us to stop the war. And it doesn't seem to be working yet. We'll see. All right. Wolf says, I don't pay attention to gas prices because I'm
I'm kind of with you
Oh, for
because
sure.
he
Oh, yeah.
pays for gas.
Well, yeah, I mean, so we are kind of on
We both work from home.
we
pretty
both work
much,
from home,
so it's
and the only time, we use gas is basically to run into town shopping or
don't say. Oh,
for me to go see my kids. But
oh, I thought you were gonna call me out for a Starbucks run or
oh,
something.
yeah, Jamie's daily Starbucks run. Yeah, outside of that. Fair enough. But no, yeah, so for us, we don't do a lot of, at least right now, we're not doing any like fun trips or anything. So it's really the gas
Right.
that we just have to pay the price, whatever it is, unfortunately, for most of our driving. If it gets higher, gets over $4 a gallon, then I don't know, we might have to stop that Starbucks trip. But
No,
would you buy ammo on base? I didn't know you could buy ammo on base. I didn't know they even sold it on base. I'm actually surprised by that. So where I buy my ammo, actually, I don't buy it at shows. I buy my ammo at online. I know in some ways, if you go to a gun show, you buy it there, you pay cash, then it's not in theory traceable, or at least much harder to trace. But my the way I usually do it is I actually use Sportsman's Warehouse. There's a website I use, and they seem to always have very competitively priced ammo, and I can get exactly the same round. So when I buy like my 9mm training rounds and my defense rounds and my 5.56, I always buy the exact same thing. So I get that consistent bullet performance, and then I have a certain thing I buy for 308 as well, and I buy them all from this exact same place, and I just over and over and over I buy it. And I haven't actually looked at their pricing, but I know ammo is something I did want to dive into on the pricing of that, because we were seeing a lot of jumps in pricing. Yeah, Ammo Squared. I haven't started using them, but I've heard good things. Is Sportsman's Guide? Is that the one? I might be talking about the right one. Yeah. I know there's Sportsman's Warehouse, but I think that's a big box retail place. Is that what's in Fredericksburg?
Fredericksburg.
Yeah, that green one, the green logo thing. All right, $630 for diesel in Clovis. Jeez Louise.
Wow.
That is brutal. Utah Mike, I have many dry vacations planned and prepared, prepaid for. Gas will be what it is, and I will still go. Yeah, we're not at the point of changing any of our plans.
Yeah.
Although we really don't have any travel plans coming up.
No, not
so
yet.
till summer. We'll hopefully do the lake house again. But outside of that, are you worried about buying online and ending up on a list? I'm on so many lists for so many different things, Chris, that I can't worry about it. Between I have a concealed weapons permit. I have, I've bought many guns over the years in many different states. So that is a problem. Because of the work that I've done in the past, I've worked for the government because of my security clearance. I'm obviously on that list now. Doing these videos on YouTube, I'm sure I'm on another list. So I don't worry about, ammo is the way down the list of things that I'm concerned about on being list for. Mini guns. Oh my gosh, I would love to have a mini gun. Would that be so much fun?
Maybe.
Yeah. Exactly, Matt. With the stuff I've done in the past for my clearance related work, it's just, no, I'm on list. Anyway, so gas prices, we kind of touched on that. I don't know. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed, mostly closed, and it's very, very dangerous for ships to try to go through. The ones that have tried, if some of them have gotten attacked. So I would have to say that I think overall that is probably going to take another couple of weeks. I know President Trump called on other countries to step up and help at the Strait of Hormuz, at least get ships back and forth across that narrow strait where they're at most risk. So I think it's probably going to take 2 weeks before the Strait of Hormuz gets settled down. And again, that's assuming that there's no broader escalation of conflict, which is my biggest concern at this point. It's the Iran operation itself. I'm not hugely worried about. It's an escalation. Maybe, Russia gets involved, China gets involved. Russia takes this whole, of us going to the Middle East as a time to ramp things up in Ukraine, or for China to do something, etc. Now, the counter side of this is that the whole, Strait of Hormuz and the Iran not shipping, China is having massive energy problems now because of the lack of getting Iranian and Venezuelan oil. So Rant says we're all on lists. Trust me on that. And I'm not going to say I disagree with you. I'm sure that we are all on some kind of a list. Joe Grave says, David, are you allowed within 100 feet of school? I would rather not answer that question on the live stream. So, excuse me. I'm going to try to cough outside the microphone. No, I'm
depends which school you're talking about. No,
yeah. As far as I know, I'm allowed to go within 100 feet of schools. I've never had an issue there. So that's funny though. Utah Mike, I buy range ammo from HSL ammo in St. George reloads. Okay. Yeah. Reloads are actually reloading is something that I've never gotten into and I've always wanted to. But it's almost like a time consuming hobby that I just honestly, I don't have time for.
Right.
So basically what you do is you buy all the parts of the rounds for reloading. So you buy the bullets, the little, the copper bullets or copper tip jacketed bullets or whatever. And then you buy the casing and you buy the powder and you literally assemble it and press it together. And in theory, it saves a little bit of money for most rounds. Now for, like maybe 9mm, maybe it doesn't save you much, or 5.56, it doesn't save you much, but for other stuff, it can. My problem is time. I just don't have time to sit down and individually, press bullets. But yeah, just some other guy says many ships have lost their insurance due to the Black Sea, the African coast. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just some dangerous areas. And so even if the ship is willing to try to go through the Strait of Hormuz, it's one of those things where if they don't have insurance, they're not going to move. It's just too dangerous, too risky, having a whole tanker of oil blown up or something. Yeah. So Garen, 100%. Yeah. I'm actually going to be doing a video fairly soon about what I'm going to be prepping for between now and July 1st with the new firearms regulations coming in Virginia. And I will have to say that I'm definitely going to be focusing on 30-round magazines. I've already ordered 2 stripped lowers, AR-15 lowers from Palmetto. One's a Palmetto branded one, one's a Spikes one. And I plan on picking up a couple more just that way over the coming years until this gets resolved. I'll be able to do my builds and whatnot. Plus, it gives me an excuse to build lowers, which will be kind of fun to do.
I'm going to excuse myself.
Check quick. The dog. Yeah. Sorry. One of the dogs is going crazy up there to get out.
Bell to go out.
Yeah. And he's pretty good not to ring it unless he needs to go. Chris, yeah. China is not going to do anything until your son's back from Taiwan. Don't worry about that. I honestly don't think China's going to do anything right now. I think that they might threaten, they might cajole. Now, one interesting thing, I don't know if you guys saw the news, but there was the Chinese shipping fleet, fishing fleet. The Chinese fishing fleet have been running maneuvers, like coordinated maneuvers, where they're creating, like, it almost looks like blockades, so like practicing blockades, which is kind of cool. That we noticed. I shouldn't say it's. I'm sorry, I got distracted by what's going on upstairs. It's not cool what they're doing. It's good that we saw what they're doing as a potential thing, and the reasons why they might be doing that, I think, is if you have civilian fishing vessels that created a blockade around Taiwan, and then we at the military level are trying to break that blockade. It's a very bad visual on the world stage for us, sinking, attacking, fishing vessels. So I think it might be a kind of a psyop thing down the road. Yeah, Tom, I'm with you and Chris. What we're going to be willing to do for Taiwan is a huge question mark and something very concerned about. Joe Graves said, I went on Manchurian tracker and there are a ton of ships in the Strait. I saw on the news that Iran is only going to attack U.S. and Israeli flag ships in the Strait. All other countries are allowed. And I know they're saying that. And if that's true, great. I don't believe them. And I mean, we'll find out soon if I think if people start trying to go and they actually start hitting non-Israeli, non-U.S. ships, then we'll find out one way or the other. We are having some severe weather storms. So common preparedness stuff for those storms coming through the Midwest and East Coast today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. So, be safe. If you have a generator, a battery generator, top it off. If you're a gas generator person, then, try to make sure you've got gas or diesel or propane or whatever you run off it. Everything okay?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Dennis says I buy my ammo from the Coast Guard Exchange. Okay, so they do sell ammo on
At the
base.
exchange.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. No tax, which saves me money. That's a good call.
See,
Good
my
call there.
mom could totally hook you up.
I might have to talk to your mom about that. Yeah. So yeah, your mom has access to all that kind of stuff. Actually, I need to talk to where your stepdad, see where he buys his ammo from. I know he buys a lot online.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who turned me on to Sportsman Guide, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you own Glocks? Yes. Buying the high mags. Yeah. I've got a 17, 19, 43. I sold my 26. So yeah, I have a 17, 19, and a 43, excuse me, a 43. Yeah, I think those are the only ones I have left now. I've kind of gone down on them a little bit. Tried to pick up other stuff. What's your opinion of XCal? Haven't been since Elite got sold. I don't know what XCal is. I've never been. If you mean Elite Shooting Sports in Manassas, when they sold it or whatever that was, I think that's what you're talking about. I could be wrong there, Ujizi. But yeah, Elite Shooting Sports. I actually went there when it first opened with one of the city councilmen. He and I went down there and he took a tour of it and stuff. It was really a cool facility. It was too bad they got sold. Utah Mike, there are so many firearms that I have sold that I wish I would have never sold. Every time I sell one, I end up regretting it, except for the first generation of a, what's that company in Florida? They make all the weird stuff. Keltec. Keltec Sub 2000 Gen 1. That thing malfunctioned all the time for me, so I don't regret selling that one. I mean, I like the gun otherwise, so I bought a Gen 2, and it's been great for me. I haven't had any issues with that one. Yeah, so the video idea I've had of the what I'm going to do between now and July 1st is all around the new laws that are coming into effect in Virginia for the essentially assault firearm ban or whatever they're labeling it, which is restricting high capacity magazines and anything that could be considered in their terms an assault weapon, which I think is a bogus term, but I'm not going to argue that here. Mm-hmm. So I've already warned Jamie that between now and July 1st, I'm gonna have to use some of the budget for some stuff. So, and she reluctantly agreed, or at least didn't fight.
I'm not sure. I was about to say, I'm not sure that I agreed, but
yeah, years and years ago, Lord Sauron said, years and years ago, I had a mint Smith & Wesson Model 19, needed the money. I had a Colt Defender, it was a 1911 Colt Defender, 6+1 single stack. It was absolutely a gorgeous firearm. It was my first pistol I ever bought, and I sold that when I was in college, and I regret it to this day. I wish I still had it because Colt ended up quit making them, quit making 1911s in general, I believe. So, what's up, Jerry Black? How you doing, man?
What's up, Jerry? Good to see you.
Yeah, that's a problematic one, Garen. I have heard of that. I don't know much of the details about what's happening in Minnesota. I did see a headline go by it, but I haven't looked into it. Obviously, that's problematic. I guess I would say the only good news on the firearm front is what happened, the ruling that came out of DC on what's Friday, a week before Friday, or this past Friday. Might have been the week before that one, where they basically, the court, DC Court of Appeals or whatever it's called, ruled that DC couldn't outlaw high capacity magazines or have firearm registrations, which may end up triggering the Supreme Court to pick up a magazine and assault rifle ban case, which there's a couple that they could, and hopefully they will. Yeah, military grade is 100% overused and under. If you've ever been in the government contracting world, you're going to know that just because something is government issued, generally that means it's the lowest price technically acceptable. Doesn't mean it's the best. So yeah, Matt's 100% right on that one. Okay, so continuing on to supply chains. So we are starting to see some supply chain issues. Part of that is in ammo prices, right? And we're seeing a lot of people talk about ammo shortages and ammo prices. And a lot of that is because of the reality of it is it comes down to tariffs, actually. President Trump put a 50% tariff on imported copper, and that is actually leading a lot to mil-spec mandolin. Thank you. That was the word I was trying to think of, and I couldn't get it to come out. But mil-spec was the term I was trying to use. But the tariffs are actually increasing the ammo prices substantially. There's also other factors like restocking in Ukraine, stocking up for potential conflict in Iran and future conflicts. And so that's definitely driving up ammo prices. Is it something that you need to rush out and stock up like crazy for because you're never going to be able to buy ammo again? No. No. It's going to be a painful thing for a little while. We've seen ammo prices go up and down. So but yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit of supply. And then the other area where particularly Iran is going to affect supply chain pricing, a lot of anything that's petroleum based. Petroleum is a global commodity. So even if we're not using the petroleum here or the petroleum byproducts like plastic, et cetera, we're still it's still being affected by the overall increase in prices. So we will continue to see prices climb across the board in gas, groceries, air travel, I know has jumped up a lot.
Yeah.
And so, Jamie was like wanting to, get on a plane and fly away anywhere that I'm not.
In a few weeks.
Yeah, tomorrow, as soon as possible, as soon as she can literally find
well, if you mention that,
Yeah,
for sure. Tomorrow, yes. I'm free.
Yes. So, all right. No, Joe, I don't have time for it. It saves you a little bit of money in some rounds, but it's time intensive.
If we only had a workshop of elves that could do that for you, David.
Teach my kids how to do that. I'm sure that's that'd get the family and child services called over if I'm kind of running a child sweatshop producing ammo. Spider Schools, I was looking to grab some 5.56 and held off 2 weeks or some. Yeah. I'm still kind of slowly stocking up, and even with the price increase, I'll still continue to pick stuff up here and there ammo wise. But for me right now, my biggest thing between now and July 1st from a firearms perspective is basically, anything that's going to be considered a restricted weapon in Virginia and high capacity magazines. That's what I'm going to be stocking up on here between now and July 1st for my firearms expenditures. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Do you need some water?
No, I've got some Fresca over here. Makes everything better. Okay. Now, I do want to dive into safety a little bit. So tomorrow's video, I uploaded it today. It's all done, ready to go. But tomorrow's video, what we're going to be talking about, or what I'm going to talk about, is the importance of trying to get your first firearm. There's a lot of folks out there who are on the fence about getting their first firearm, who've held off. Tomorrow, I have a video. It's like 23 minutes long. It's a pretty long one. But I basically explain everything, at least as best I could, everything that you need to know to buy your first firearm. What's the process like? What paperwork you have to fill out? What firearm you should probably get? What accessories you should get? What kind of money you're going to be spending? And all that. So definitely if you're on the fence, and the real impetus for that video and the reason why I think it's so important is because what we've seen over the last 16 days since we invaded Iran, or not invaded, but we went to conflict with Iran, is we've seen the attack in Austin at the bar. Then we saw the attempted bombings in New York City with the nail bombs. Then we saw the attack at the temple in Michigan with bombs, which didn't go off and then devolved into gunfire. Then we saw what happened at ODU here in Virginia. And so I think time and time again, we're seeing this pattern that's been established. And we've talked about, the sleeper cells and lone wolves and all that stuff. So I think it's important for folks to realize the importance of if you're legally allowed to, if you're mentally in a position to, et cetera, the importance of being able to defend yourself and your family. And again, in all mass casualty attacks that we've ever had here in the United States, the only reason that those stop is the perpetrator self-deletes from this earth, they take themselves out of the equation, or a good guy with a firearm steps in and stops them, whether that be a police or a legally armed citizen does it. So I'm not going to dwell on that too much, but that's what tomorrow's video is going to be about. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Love for Shelly says, thank you, as I am unarmed. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's helpful. And the thing is there's like lead time, right? In some states, you've got 5-day waiting periods. And frankly, even if you run out and grab one tomorrow, say you go grab a pistol tomorrow, it takes time to get proficient. It takes time to get good. And so you need that repetition and practice and planning. Again, better late than never. But it's once you start, it's a journey for sure. It's not like you just buy it, you put it in your sock drawer, and you're good to go, right? So, Taberson, how you doing? Isn't that where I keep all the AR-15s? Is in my sock drawer?
I don't think so.
No, I don't. So yeah. I do think it's important. I think as husband, fathers.
Stay vigilant. Yes.
Yeah, you need to do your duty to try to protect the family. And obviously I recommend females. My goodness. My daughter, I've already talked to her, and she's planning on getting her concealed weapons permit the day she turns 18. I mean, she's all for it, because I talk about leveling the playing field, and nothing levels the playing field than a well-armed citizenry. But sorry. Garen is very much accurate as well. Stopping the bleed courses. It's so funny, in my everyday carry kit, I have my, in my sling bag, I've got my firearm, and then I've got a tourniquet, and I've got chest seal, and I've got these things because if I ever did, I would immediately, go from defending myself to trying to.
And if something ever happened to you, I would grab that off of your body.
The bag,
and take off with it, because that's everything I need too.
She'd leave me behind and take my bag and run.
No, you would be already. You'd be down for the count already.
If I go down, you grab my bag and go to work.
I have my
I like it.
Strategic plan moving forward as well.
That's right. If you learn how to make a hole, you need to learn how to plug the hole. I love it. Utah Mike says, I'm a homebody or remote dispersed camping these days. Not much in the crowds. Yeah, and if you can stay away from people, that's like the chances of you being a target in the anything related to Iran is very, very, very low. So that's I talked about that in another video. It's just staying away from crowds, staying out of urban centers, and that's how we are. We work from home. The most people I see in a day are whoever's in Starbucks when I run in to get your coffee or your matcha.
Staples returning our Amazon
purchases, but it really sucks because my daughter, just as an antidote to the situation, after the ODU thing happened here in Virginia, which the shooter attacked, basically the guy attacked an ROTC class. Asked it specifically, went in there, asked if it was an ROTC class. Folks said yes. He immediately attacked the instructor, ended his life. Retired. I think it was a lieutenant colonel, a retired lieutenant colonel. And then some students and then he started shooting at other students, and students intervened, stopping the threat.
Both of our kids are in junior ROTC,
right, in high school. Yeah. And so her son is in the Marine ROTC, and mine is in the Air Force JROTC. And I got a notice from the school on Friday after the Old Dominion thing happened that they're no longer allowed to wear uniforms in public. They don't want any of the kids to be a target.
Yeah.
And so all of the kids are now basically the only time they're allowed to wear uniforms is at their pass and review. It's basically the end of the year ceremony where they receive their awards,
which is crazy because, not crazy, but like a lot of the kids, that's, I know my son he has to dress up at least once a week, and they do, the assessments on them, and that's part of their grade. So it's, sad that it got to that point where they're telling them they can't wear a uniform.
Has Aiden gotten noticed? Fight about not yet?
I could have possibly gotten an
We
email
don't know
about
yet.
it. I don't know.
I'm interested to see if they do it at other
he's
schools.
18, so I let him kind of
Run his
run
thing, yeah.
his schooling. So
Yeah, Matt says we can't travel. So Matt's still in the service, and so he still can't go to drill in uniform. Wow, you can't travel to or from in uniform. That's interesting. Thank you, Mandolin, for correcting me. Yeah, he's active duty. I when I saw it in print, it didn't say retired. Usually it says, Lieutenant Colonel retired, but it just said Lieutenant Colonel. So I kind of assumed active duty, but I wasn't quite sure how it worked for their ROTC program there. Dennis the Bourbon Dad says, what are your thoughts about becoming a USCCA member? So there's a bunch of those kind of 2A organizations. Some are more focused on, progressing legislation and protecting rights. Others are more about, providing you with lawyers and insurance. And I don't have anything good or bad to say specifically about USCCA or NRA or Gun Owners of America or any other place, because I just don't know enough. And I know some of them have had some scandals and whatnot that are problematic. So I don't have a strong opinion, Dennis, other to say, if you're going to donate money to an organization, just be, familiar, aware, and informed on what they're going to use the money for, how much of if that money is being burned in overhead versus actually going to the cause that you're supporting, etc. So Matt's in Cincinnati. So UC's ROTC program is on the same restriction. Okay, so that's actually a nationwide thing. So I'm betting Aiden's probably did the same thing.
Haven't read the email yet.
All right, the DRC bar said, I just learned the UCA changed their policies in 21, and they no longer guarantee they will defend you. They will submit your claim for underwriting as they are an insurance company. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is, like, there's so much that can happen between terms of service changes and whatnot that I don't know enough about a particular organization to say. So I'd have to hold off.
Yeah, I'd have to say David's the real deal, and excuse me. Honestly, I feel like as a community, it's
Lord Sauron, there's a lot that I don't know. And I try to not pass myself off as an expert, but more as somebody who's on the same journey as you guys are. Like, I'm a normal person. I'm a dad. I have a regular day job. Even if, the channel could support our household, it doesn't even come anywhere close to, it's a drop in a bucket basically compared to what we need. And my regular job I enjoy, so I love the channel and I want to keep building the channel, but it's always going to be
passion and not
it's not a lifestyle or whatever. So
exactly.
Yeah, so I'm not ashamed to say I don't know, and maybe someday, when it comes, I like to say I know a little bit about a lot of things. Some guys, maybe we were in the military and you were a door kicker in the military, and man, you sure know CQB and you're an expert in it. Great. I'm not. I know some basics, but I try not to portray myself as something I'm not. But Manlet says JROTC are all retired. ROTC are mostly active. Okay, that's the distinction, because my daughter's unit's run by retired guys, and so that's okay. That's good to know. That's the good distinction there. You guys ready for St. Patrick's Day? Holy cow, that's coming on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Firearms legal protection is not an insurance company. They will back you with an attorney if you end up in an incident. Okay, that's what I'd be most interested in, is doing the, basically having legal protection. So if I ever have to use my firearm in some way in self-defense, I would know exactly what attorney to call. Now, the good news is that I actually, there's some pretty decent firearms attorneys here in Virginia. And so just having their number that you can call if the time comes is just good to have too. Working down my way down.
Yeah, you're behind.
I'm not anymore. I'm caught up. All right. What's up? 40 ounces to freedom.
Nice.
Sounds like my kind of channel name.
Hello.
All right. Manolin says, I used to work for Army Cadet and Command, both. Oh, that. Who? Kemp. Kemp's one of our longtime supporters of the channel from back in the whiskey days. His dad was a no, excuse me, his father-in-law was in charge of the ROTC program at the Pentagon level.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I can't remember what his official title was, but he and I, that time we ran into him at their house down in Savannah, had some good conversations, because at the time your son was in the Marine when my daughter, I don't think my daughter had gotten in yet, but
right.
Utah Mike, have a beautiful night.
Have a good night.
Have a good one. Have a good one. Oh, Taber's son's buying some silver. Nice. Yeah, that's hopefully attorneys on retainer. Yep, that's the service that I was paying attention to. I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, good call, PB. Yep, have to look more into that one. For all of your legal needs, visit attorneys on retainer.
What's up, Josh the vegan?
Okay.
Sublime album.
All right. So we've covered inflation. We covered some supply chain issues. What are you guys most concerned about with this situation in Iran at this point? We've been 16, 17 days into it now.
I feel like all the terrorist attacks, though, that are happening now.
Bringing terror on the home front. That's a legitimate concern. We're seeing it time and again. And the thing is I'm not sure that any of the attacks we've seen are actually like sleeper cell style directed by Iran, or if they're just upset radical Muslimists who want to attack, if that makes sense. I'm not sure that we've actually seen any attacks that are perpetrated on behalf of Iran, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I'm interested. And
I just, it's concerning because it's all of a sudden happening after this took place.
Correct.
So it's
clearly related, but
maybe,
it's interesting. Now, I don't know if you all heard or saw a number station went active after we attacked Iran. And what a number station is, it's a broadcast that occurs over the radio waves. Muslimist, sure. Radical Islam. I don't know what the right way of saying it is. We'll call it radical Islam, just to be clear. It's not all Islam is the issue. All Islam is not the issue. It's the radical jihadist form of it. Oh God, what did I said the word, number station. This number station went active right around Iran.
Yeah, I'm not familiar
in
with
Iran
that, so
or on the border.
Elaborate, I
yes.
guess.
And so what it is doing, all it's doing is the dude who's broadcasting it's in Farsi, and it is, which is the language, the most common language in Iran, the national language in Iran. And it is just reading off sets of numbers. That's all it does.
Oh.
And so
that's scary to me.
Yeah, what number stations are typically used for, the numbers could be anything. It could be references to words or pages in a book,
or it's
right?
You go and you
go, right. And a lot of times what they'll do is just
the
simplest one would be that the numbers match to a particular, say, book, right? Or even and it's sending out commands, orders for seeing things to happen. Now, the problem is that nobody quite knows who set this number station off. They don't know if it's Iran trying to trigger sleeper cells. They don't know if it's us. It is a ham radio frequency. Thank you. I thought it was over the did I say AM radio? I think I might have said AM. I meant ham radio. Yeah, I'm not quite that dumb, but I'm on cough medicine and Mucinex and Sudafed and everything.
Sick right now,
I'm a little hazy here. But the number stations, but they don't know if it's the U.S. actually using the number station to talk to Iranian subversive elements or something like that.
Yeah.
So they don't know who it is. But then what happened a couple days later is that another state actor, again, we don't know who it was, attempted to jam the number station. So we don't know if it was us jamming the Iranian number station or if they're trying to block us from sending it into this country. So nobody's quite sure. I don't remember. I bought it off of Amazon.
Yeah, it's Amazon.
I've had it for years. I couldn't tell you. I want to say it was a
Brewmate. Is
I don't
that
think it
what
was. I don't think it was
what
brewed.
I don't that doesn't sound familiar. I don't think
No,
that's what
no. I don't think it was that
the
brand,
brand. Yeah.
but it works.
Because it's definitely not like a
Yeah.
wood-y look, but charge
What's
your
up, Big Vic? How you doing, man?
walkie-talkies. The
So,
one row.
yeah.
Charge your walkie-talkies.
So one of the
You're
things,
not wrong.
I talked earlier about how I'm kind of on this journey too, and I'm not like an expert in everything. I like to think that I am. I have some information. I know many things about, or I know a little bit about many things is a good way of saying it.
Mm-hmm.
As my wife would say, that
Carry on,
is
David.
accurate. You
Go
don't know very
ahead.
much about anything, David.
Go ahead, David.
So, but one of the things I learned is that the solar charger, the solar power generator that I have, it's an EcoFlow Delta Pro 3, but it has, the battery type it is, and I know the abbreviation, but I can't say it, is it's sensitive to temperatures under like 20 degrees or whatever. And I didn't realize that. So I'd had it in the garage for the last year, just, with all the temperature fluctuations. Anyway, I've since I learned that, I pulled it inside. But one of the things that they do talk about for long-term battery storage is not storing it, to store it at about 50%, right? You don't want to store it at 100%. You want to store it between, I think they say 50 and 80%, something like that. So, you talk about charging the walkie-talkies and stuff. I tend to try to not have leave my stuff topped off all the way, just for that purpose. Now, that's one of the downsides of doing rechargeables, which I'm a huge advocate of, as opposed to having a regular, standard alkaline batteries. But if something ever goes down, then I have to immediately start plugging stuff in to charge it. So, all right, let's check out this one. Connected Collective, War equals Rothschilds, UN Agenda, Great Reset. Okay, you have me on some of it, you lose me on some of it. Social credit score, yep. Okay, hey, you know what? You threw everything into one chat, and I do appreciate that. Some of it I can definitely agree with. Some I'm not sure about, and some I would disagree with. But that's okay. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, Taberson, I said it wrong. It's basically my solar generator. Yeah. And I do have solar panels to charge it. So, and then I have, what I really want to get though is a propane inverter generator that I can plug in and recharge it off the propane tanks that I have. I've loved, having a gas generator. Are you confused? I'm not confused necessarily, or unless you just want to call my ignorance confusion. That might be possible.
You're on cold medicine too.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're not.
I'm a little out of it. Yeah.
He was almost considering not doing the live stream tonight, but didn't do live stream. We want to try to be consistent, I guess. And there's a lot going on right now. So I feel like, that's things that you kind of wanted to express out in the community. And
yes. So, okay, here's the thing. Let's go back to Iran though. Yes, it's a life po. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of battery I was talking about. So excuse me.
What's up, Doug? Thank you.
Sorry.
I hope he feels better too.
I appreciate that.
When men get sick, they're total babies. That's all I gotta say.
I can't say I disagree. Usually if I'm a little sick, I'm not bad, but if I get bad sick, I do turn into a huge baby. I'll get you there.
Oh yeah, go back and
what?
Everybody is allowed their opinion. What is confusing was my question. I apologize for the error.
Okay, war.
It's just, what do you disagree with?
It's not that I necessarily disagree with it, but I would have to actually sit down and think through the connection, right? So you said a lot. Yeah, you said war equals Rothschilds, right? And I get who the Rothschilds are. I get it. UN Agenda 2030, which I'm familiar with. The Great Reset, I'm very familiar with. And I get all that. So if I lump all that together, the connection between that and the war, between the Iran war, I'm not sure I agree that that's directly connected. I actually, if anything, would argue that the Iran war would actually be a bigger threat to, the ideas of Agenda 2030 or the Great Reset. And then if you say from there, that's equal to the global crash economy, I'm just not sure that I completely agree with all the connections, if that makes sense. It's the equal signs that throw me. There we go. That's a better way of saying it. I'd have to think through all that. And I can't right now because one, I'm on a live stream, and two, I'm doped up on Sudafed, legal meth, whatever you want to call it. Hot toddy will help. I understand. I wish I could. There's nothing to hawk up. It's really weird. It's like I've got this dry throat. I've got a little congestion, but the Sudafed and the Mucinex are really kind of taking it down.
I think your body's trying to fight it because you've been trying to airborne. I've been taking those and I feel like I'm fine. I sound good. I went to the doctor a few days ago for my annual checkup and she's like, you sound great. So I'm like, nobody would know that I have this like
big baby
situation happening over here to my left.
Yes. Okay. So what is your biggest concern now for the situation I ran?
You just asked that.
I did, and I haven't gotten any responses, so I'm going to ask it again.
You did get a few responses.
True. So within the global conflict arena, the situation I ran 16 days in, estimates are that we've depleted about 90% of the stockpile.
Joe.
90% of the Iranian stockpile of ballistic missiles and drones. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what some reports are claiming. So that limits their ability to project force. Now, we are starting to see Russia and China provide material support for Iran. So we'll see if that makes a difference or not, and how much they're willing to actually get in there and support. All right, Matt says, I am more concerned about unaffiliated persons attacking forces in the United States simply because they don't agree with the current submission. I think that's the attacks that we've seen, the last 4 attacks, the Austin, New York, Michigan, and now Virginia. I think that's the great way of saying it, Matt. I think those are unaffiliated people that are just unhappy with, what we're doing, and see as an opportunity to pop off. Well, UTO blows, or U2 blows. So that's one of the things that you see in any time, we get into conflict is, there are massive profits to be had for war. And I believe it was Dwight D. Eisenhower actually warned of the military industrial complex. And basically, if you're always preparing for war, you're going to always find it, kind of idea. So, that is the nature of it. The problem is, having worked in that industry, the military needs the military industrial complex. Like, it's the way the whole system is set up. And then I would actually argue it's the best system in place, even though it's highly flawed. And trust me, I understand how highly flawed it is. But I think that it's, companies are going to take profits. I mean, if companies don't run for free. And if we were to actually take the contractors out of it and just go pure military, there would be massive amounts of waste and other issues as well. So there's not a perfect situation there. Tavern says, Iran war, that it lasts too long and unresolved. I could see the unresolved part. I could legitimately just see we get to a point and it doesn't look like we're going to really shut the regime down. And then, and the people aren't rising up. And then we just kind of are like, well, we're going to take our ships and go home, and mission accomplished, right? Just post a flag that says mission accomplished. And like we did in 2004, 5, or 6, when George Bush stood behind the mission accomplished, and it was really bad PR. Yeah. And then the war continued for another 15 years. I appreciate that, Connected Collective.
Buy a pack of cinnamon sticks.
Steep it in water 2 hours. We have cinnamon sticks.
We have like tea. We have honey. I mean, this guy should.
There might be some hot toddies going on after this live stream.
And again, like everybody's
some
like
cinnamon.
One person pointed out you should have probably taken the day off, and I think it's just you just wanted to be consistent and you were eager to get on here and kind of talk about everything. And I mean, it helps us just as much as it helps, like the interaction is a lot. So
yeah, I mean, live streams,
important.
it's a great way for me to just essentially get a sense where people's heads are and what they're thinking. And it gives me, like we're doing this, I'll think, oh man, I need to do a video about this or that or the other. So no, but Rance, you're right. That was something that was very much a concern of mine when we started providing munitions to Ukraine years ago. We, still have supply chain issues around particularly missiles and higher higher yield kinetic weapons. We have massive supply chain issues with that. They're hard to make. Their parts are hard to build, and we don't make them fast. And so I am very, very concerned with stockpiles. 100%, Rance. That's very, very insightful. So YouTube blows. You literally, that's the worst thing anybody said to me tonight. Yep, Nancy Pelosi agrees with you 100%. So, yeah, I get it. I get it. And that hurts. That hurts. Connected Collective says there's another element Iran as well. Iraq, yes, like Iraq and Gilgamesh tomb, as in yeah. Taco seasoning. I do have the taco seasoning. I made up for that mistake.
Oh yeah,
we've got a big old thing from Costco.
Huge thing of taco seasoning forever. So I don't think we'll run out anytime soon.
Yeah, Raytheon's working overtime. Don't ask me how I know. Yeah, and that's the thing is the defense contractors are very much ramping up, and I think that. Oh, okay. I have no inside information here. This is just my gut feeling. I believe that when President Trump, I believe.
Okay. Make sure you word that right.
It's not fact.
There's no facts. I feel like I should put a warning.
Yeah. Warning. This is my opinion.
We interject this to give you a warning this is
my opinion, not fact.
Opinion.
Okay. I personally believe that when President Trump came back into the White House, that he met with the defense industrial complex, with Raytheon and Boeing and Northrop and
warm in here.
All the other guys, and you know who I'm talking about. They ended up meeting with them and basically said, look, I need you guys to ramp up production. We've got Ukraine, we've got this. And basically they started the contracting process to help them ramp up.
What's up, Romy Davis?
And to put in the orders back then. And I think that was initially done to rebuild and restock from what we gave to Ukraine. And I think President Trump has known that there's some of this, or he suspected some of this Trump stuff was going to happen. And this has been a plan in the works for a while. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, look at this lady, a mom with dogs, totally.
That's right.
Calling out Joe Graves and Matt Henrik. Stop the bromancing.
By the way,
if
you want to see the cutest dog videos in the world, which also sometimes
we
has
kind of know this channel.
Yeah, sometimes it has my great acting ability in it. Go check out A Mom with Dogs. That's her YouTube channel. She does a lot of content over there. Revolver behind me. This is a Smith & Wesson 32 short. It was my grandfather's, actually. He was a sheriff in Arizona back in the 20s.
It like lights up the room, doesn't it? It's like another one of the lights right there.
But it's mother of pearl handle. I've never fired it. It still works, but I will probably never fire it. So.
Yeah.
River Rat says, I was in the military, so I understand, but why can't we just all get along? I would like it if we would all get along.
No, Rance said. Cheers.
Yes, we need to. No, Rance is right. We need to move beyond infighting, unfortunately, so we can take on the alien threat and unite us as a people. We will at some.
Oh, and then it just got all alien.
No, but no, Rance is going somewhere that I want to go.
Rance, I know David's dying to go here.
I mean, someday we're gonna.
No, Rance.
Maybe on the fun live stream on Thursdays.
Thursday nights we'll talk about aliens as we.
We can talk more about. We can talk about cryptids, aliens. More like out there conspiracy theories that have less proof than some of the conspiracy theories that we are actually living through right now. But Rance, the reality is the reason that we can't all just get along is because not everybody wants to get along. if and regardless of who you think.
Honestly, it will never, ever, ever in a lifetime ever be that. People have different like ideals, their personalities, religions, like thoughts. I mean, like I wish if I could
Snap your fingers.
I just, I just want world peace.
I think most people do, but the reality is that
if I could have
people
one
aren't
wish
that way. It's human nature to want more, to control more.
Right.
And so countries and people will continue to do what they do.
That was a lovely thought, though.
Ranger, do you honestly believe that Israel wants us to lose this war? No, I don't believe Israel wants us to lose the war at all. I don't think that jives at all with what I think is going on. All right. Utoblo says, I was stationed in Germany. I can't pronounce that. Wildflecken.
Oh, you did.
I don't know. When the wall came down in 1989, I've been around the block. Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get it. And I appreciate your service.
Yeah, I appreciate all you've done. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I know a few folks.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe that's what we'll talk about on Thursday is tinfoil hat stuff. That'd be fun. We can get into some Y-Files episodes that I'm a huge fan of.
Come on,
we can
David.
Maybe I can play the best of Hecklefish.
No,
it'll be a good one.
No,
it'll be
thanks.
a good one.
No,
What?
Thanks.
What do you mean no?
No
thanks. Anthony says, this situation has been going on for many years in different forms.
True.
3 tours. Yeah, 100%. And I think that to your point, it kind of, I like to think that some administrations are less tied in with the military industrial complex than others. And it's not that statement is not a Democrat or Republican statement, because I think there were some Republicans that are very tied in with the military industrial complex. I think there's some Democrats that are very tied into it. And I think that there are other Democrats that aren't tied into the military industrial complex and other Republicans that aren't. So it's not a D versus R, red versus blue thing. I think it's just some are much more tied in with the military industrial complex. And again, the military industrial complex isn't 100% bad. The reason that we have the advanced military that we have is because of the military industrial complex. And so you get some good with it and you get some very, very, very bad with it. It is 3 minutes past. So,
well, wait. So, David, you just clicked off a comment that I thought you should.
Okay, go for it.
Well, he was just asking about whiskey content, and then he said, "Are you doing okay? Cool.
Are you still doing bourbon content, or did you change the channel name?" Yeah, I completely changed the channel.
Right.
I'm focused on preparedness and whatnot now. Now on Thursdays we do openly
kind of an
talk
open
about
conversation about everything.
I'll bring bottles on that we're enjoying and whatnot. So if you want that, come on Thursday.
Like whiskey, we drink it. We're passionate about it. We just don't do content anymore. So.
Yeah, I just needed a change of content. Yeah. I've been passionate about preparedness and this kind of stuff since I was a kid.
Joe said Jamie sounds like a beauty pageant. I know. World peace.
Oh, Lord Sauron's got a German Shepherd and a fat Siberian Husky. How dare you fat shame your Husky?
Oh, German Shepherd and Siberian Husky.
That's cute though.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, but check out a Mom with Dogs. We've got a chocolate lab.
And a cream golden retriever.
Yeah,
and yes, he is a golden retriever, not a Pyrenees.
Yeah, some people are claiming he's a Pyrenees. Man. He's not, I promise.
But I didn't tell you that guy that actually called him out he's like suspiciously calling them a golden. Yeah. I was like, no, I got papers. And here's the video where we went and saw it. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. Subscribe.
Yeah, man, we got Mandolin on board. Mandolin's all about the conspiracy theory Thursday. All right, this Thursday we're gonna do conspiracy theories.
Shoot.
Okay. I'll bring a couple to the table to talk
my
about.
Hair that night.
Jamie's like, I'm not sure about
this. I'm gonna push it to Thursday nights.
Yeah. Oh my God, the ancient megalithic structures, connected collective. Like Gobekli Tepe, and some of the ones in Turkey and stuff. Those things are wild. And then if you get to even some of the older stuff, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm having huge issues with
more chocolate lab content, please. Brady will he has a special place in my heart, and he doesn't get as much filming time because I don't think he enjoys it as much. So I put Fitz through all the trauma, and Brady gets the time off he needs. So
Yes.
he gets the loving without all that camera time.
Yeah. And Taberson, I think you're right. I mean, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. We have ours, other people have theirs.
Even if they're wrong, but there's so much that I feel like everybody doesn't know. And
100%.
I mean,
a lot of people have very strong opinions that are not informed or don't try to be informed.
Wait.
Or who are not being good faith actors in their attempt to be, when they give their opinion. They're giving their opinion with a spin for a particular
David
reason.
Little. I went
What's up, David Little?
world peas.
Jamie wants world peas.
No, he said he is like me that wants world
Yes.
peas.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know the Y Files, go check out the Y Files. I've been following them for years.
Oh, that drives
AJ
me
and Hecklefish are just the best. I mean, it's probably my favorite non 2A prepping or channel. So
wait, where my beautiful daughter just hopped on, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen, how you doing? Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, welcome to this prepping channel. We are currently talking about prepping.
Yeah, we're running a few minutes over time, but we're going to keep going for just a little bit more.
Just a few more minutes because
catch up on comments.
I'm getting the feels over here.
I don't think Elvis is still alive. I wish that he would have lived longer than he did. He is the king, and
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, I think we can all agree. We can unite Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives, even Iranians and Americans. We can all line up that we wish Elvis would have lived longer.
I don't know about that. I feel like he had his time.
Why do you have to be so divisive, Jamie? Why do you have to be so divisive? Can't we not agree on something?
Oh, meet and greet at some point.
Yes.
What do you think, David? A meetup for the preppers?
Yeah, we can do a meetup sometime. We used to do meetups all the time for the channel. It's been for the
other channel.
Yes, it's just been a very long time since we've done that.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes, X-Files is a great series. Very true.
No, I'm into crime.
Congratulations, gender reveal today. My daughter is having a boy. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's very, very cool. Very exciting.
Good luck with that boy.
Yes.
We have a lot of boys in our so we have 2 daughters. One's David, one's mine, and then we have the rest are boys. And between us, we have 7 kids.
Yes.
And sorry, Jordan, we did not count you, but you should be counted. So yes. 8. That was binded by contract.
Yes.
We'll bind Jordan by contract.
Yep. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys hopping on. Yeah. Hopefully we had some fun tonight talking about what some of the effects are with what's everything happening with Iran on pricing and supply chains, obviously safety issues. But to continue kind of on the safety thing, y'all be safe. When you're out in public, particularly if you're in a public place with lots of people, have your head on a swivel, be on the lookout for people that aren't acting quite right, things that look suspicious. I think we're going to have to live in that headspace for a while.
Yeah. So
just be on the lookout, be safe. Again, fun live stream on Thursday. We're going to talk about conspiracy theories, primarily anything Y Files related.
No.
It's going to be a tribute to the Y Files.
No.
Jamie's going to try to talk me out of it, but my heart's set on it, guys. And so anyway,
love for Shelly. Glad to have you on.
Yes.
Come join us on Thursday nights.
Yep. Come check us out on Thursday nights, 8 o'clock. We'll be here next Sunday. New video coming out tomorrow, probably around 2 o'clock. So check that out. Appreciate all of your support.
Yes.
And we will see you next